start another project, and it is also a school holiday, so you'll hear the apprentice in the background giggling away at her stuff. This is what we've got to deal with in the workshop here. This has been handed to me by my neighbour. This is a fish tank light, a multi-spectrum one. And you can probably tell straight away from a little bit of water damage here, this one fell in the water. So it's a 12 volt unit. We're going to see what happens and see what we can do for it. Although first thing off the bat, I'm going to clean up some of this with alcohol. The back is just an aluminium sheet, and we have a 5.5 2.1mm DC jack here. We have one on the test bench. It could be, I think, mostly the switch that's buggered with this, because that looks to be the most water damaged. If that's the case, it should be an easy fix. I don't see any real major damage here, but let's get our test supply out and see what happens. Okay, on our desk we have a test supply here. This is fed from a solar system. It's a couple of big 135 amp hour deep cycle batteries that are in the other end of the house. So let's plug this in, and yes, I checked it was center positive beforehand. Let's see what we get here. Nothing on that side. I don't appear to get anything on there. So I wonder if we're actually making continuity here. I will check that with a multimeter. Now, also on the bottom of this test panel, I have a continuity beeper with a load resistor in there, so we can see if things work. Okay, from here we are going to check from the other end. Where's our two-prong thing here? Right, from the other end we're going to hook up to our negative for a start, and we're going to probe our negatives on the board here. So we've got negative, oh, we had something through that. Okay, and we've got something through that side. That's interesting. Let's check our positives. Let's see. Got no positive connection there. Not on any of these. Or maybe on that one, there we go. So it comes in through there. Doesn't come out the switch on either side. Let's try. No. I think it could be just a switch. That might be all it is. Let's hook this up a different way. Okay, so what we're going to do here, hopefully we can zoom up a little bit. Let's come up to our switch here. Let's pretend to be a switch. We'll put our clip lead in the middle here, and we'll touch to one side. That lights up. And let's look at the other side. That side lights up. Okay, so we've got blues on this side, and we've got all the rest and the blues on that side. So that looks good. I think it's just the switch. Let's see if I've got a spare one. So I just realized that when I turn the overhead lights off, I can see a couple of these just barely illuminating, and if I switch the other way, the blue ones just barely illuminate, or UV ones. So I think I'm going to see if I can repair that switch. Otherwise I've got to go up and buy one anyway. Okay, we've managed to pop the switch out with our spudger here. Now the hinge pin is just in here. These are usually just press fit together. If we're lucky, we can sort of pry in the side here and get this top piece out. It's difficult to do this with the pressure of the camera watching me, so I'm going to try and do this off camera, and we'll be back when I've got the guts out. Okay, we've got the top of the switch out here. We'll just lift it off carefully. Now there's our little, this basically is just a little sprung connector with a bit of grease in it. And these are our contacts here. I reckon if we spray a bunch of contact cleaner in here, this might free up. It's definitely had water in there, and it hasn't been left on too long, so that's a good sign. Servosol circuit board cleaner here with a long nozzle on it. I'm just going to get stuck in here with that. This little rocker can come loose and fly out. You need to be careful of that. In fact, I might even remove that using this little arm here so that we can get to the contacts underneath as well. There we go, tip that out, and you can see here the contacts have got a bit toasty here, so we'll clean all that up and we'll reassemble everything. Right, we have things mostly cleaned up in there. It looks a lot better in there now. We cleaned up the top here, and then normally you'd put a little bit of silicone plumber's grease on there to lubricate the switch as it runs up and down along the back of this rocker. Can't find any at the moment, and this is in a situation where we know it's going to do a limited number of cycles. Getting this in, however, could be a little difficult. We're going to use just a touch of blue tack here, and we're just going to lower it in like that, and then use our spudger to disconnect it off the end of that. That should get it in the correct way up. We can position it hopefully over the contacts correctly in here. There we go. We can put this back on, and it should just pop back in. It's going to be a bit stiff because of the lack of lubricant. Cool. There we go. Yeah, it is definitely very stiff. Alright, that lubricant may be more necessary than I thought. However, let's just hook our power up and see if our switch actually functions. We may have buggered it. Yep, it won't switch on. I think the rocker arms got misplaced. I'll reassemble and we'll see again. Alright, the rocker arm had indeed misaligned as I put the top back in. That works better. Let's turn some power on. We've got lights on that way. Lights on that way, well, not quite on that way. Switch is a little dicky. But this mostly works. This one's flickering a bit. It might be time to clean the corrosion off that part of the board. Alright, so we've got a bit of intermittent connection on the blue side. It's a bit dodgy, but I guess that'll work. It's mostly running in this mode all the time, so we'll leave it like that. These LEDs here, I think, are just nearing the end of their life, maybe. Or they're at the start of the parallel string. Not sure why. They're probably getting a little bit more current than the rest, despite that current limiting resistor there. It happens, but it works way better than it did when he handed it to me, so I'm going to give it back to my neighbour and let him reassemble. Anyway, a success of sorts. We'll find a new switch for this when we can order one in. Anyway, we'll catch up with you later.